Hey, how's everyone doing? Hope everyone's staying safe as always. Today I will be making my previews for Sunday's championship games. It's hard to believe that the NFL season has finally come down to the final four teams. I myself feel like week one was just yesterday when the Chiefs took on the Texans, I do believe, in their opening game. Now we're down to the final four. Hard to believe. And obviously, it's been a very strange year for especially the NFL, because they're so used to having fans in their buildings. Now, granted, there are some stadiums that have allowed X amount of fans to attend. I'm not sure if Green Bay falls in that category or the Chiefs. Those are the two home teams playing this weekend. So, depending on the COVID and restrictions, we'll see how many people and fans are allowed in the stadium. I myself haven't done my research to check. I do apologize for that. But if there are any fans in attendance, they will be in for a treat, to say the least, with both games. The first game has the Green Bay Packers taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I made that joke a few times. This is the second time meeting the championship game. The first one that was back in the 97/98 playoffs. I do believe it was the divisional round, and they did. Obviously, Green Bay took out the Buccaneers and went on to celebrate their championship with Brett Favre. I'm sure everyone remembers that if you followed football back then. Going to be a very interesting matchup. Obviously, the first time that Rodgers and Brady have met in the postseason, mainly because Brady mostly played in the AFC with the New England Patriots. Now, there were three seasons that they had the potential to meet in the Super Bowl. I'm going to go back to 2014/2015 when Green Bay obviously collapsed against the Seattle Seahawks, and then everyone knows how the Super Bowl went. I think it was Super Bowl 49. And then in the 2016 NFC Championship, 2016/2017 NFC Championship, they lost to the Atlanta Falcons, who would also go on to lose against Tom Brady and the Patriots. And then just last postseason, when they lost again in the championship round, this time against the 49ers. Ironically, all three of those teams lost in the Super Bowl. Who knows what would have happened? It would have been pretty interesting to see Rodgers and Brady meet in the Super Bowl, but now they're meeting for the right to play in the Super Bowl. So this should be very, very highly contested matchup. If the Buccaneers defense shows up like they did against the Saints and they shut Rodgers and Aaron Jones down, and if they can either double team Adams or prevent him from having a 100 yards passing game, they could squeak out a win. And obviously for Brady, he's used to playing in cold weather, being up in Boston. So this isn't going to be very new for him, but for a lot of his teammates, this is their first go around in the playoffs, and they're not used to playing in the north because they're used to being in the south in Florida, where it's not freezing or snowy. That's for sure. So obviously, if that's the case for the Buccaneers, if they can shut down Rodgers, shut down the running game, and shut down Adams, they can easily squeak out a win and advance to their second Super Bowl. Obviously, their last one was in 2002/2003 when they beat the then Oakland Raiders. They have now moved on to Vegas. But it's hard to argue against Aaron and his MVP caliber season. I don't see them going, or I don't see it being a blowout by either side. I think it's going to be a very close contest. I don't see it's going to be a defensive struggle or an offensive struggle, and one way to find out, I guess. But I mean, as long as you have Aaron Rodgers on the helm, he's proven that he can win. Now, unfortunately, like I said, his last three championship games have not gone his way. They've all come in a loss. So he's going to be looking for some redemption, to say the least. Obviously, his last championship game that he won was his first and only one back in the 2010/2011 season when they beat their division rival Chicago Bears, and then obviously went on to play oh my gosh, the Pittsburgh Steelers in the Super Bowl, and then that was when Rodgers got his first taste of a championship. I'm sure he'd love nothing more than to do that after a decade. If I had to make a bold prediction for this game right now, I would dare say that Rodgers is going to beat Tampa Bay and the Buccaneers. Unless, like I said, the Tampa has a strong game and comes out. If they had the game like they did in their previous matchup in, I think it was week 5 or week 6, then obviously Tampa could pull off an upset. But I just think Green Bay at home, they love that frozen tundra. They love Lambeau Field. I could see the Packers moving on to the Super Bowl. So that's my bold prediction for the NFC side. As for the AFC side, I'll just tilt my head over this way. We have the Kansas City Chiefs, as I mentioned at the start, defending Super Bowl champions, taking on the Buffalo Bills. Now, I'm sure a lot of people at the start of the season may have predicted that the Chiefs would get this far, but I don't know if everyone would predict that the Bills would be in this position. So, congratulations for the Bills for getting this far into their postseason run, and we'll see how this now plays out and who comes out on top. For the Chiefs, you got to think this is going to be a game that, obviously, against the Browns last week, that if Mahomes either isn't playing or gets hurt or is not himself, the Chiefs are vulnerable, to say the least. When Mahomes is healthy, they're a very dangerous team because he can easily run off to the right side or take off to the left side and do a funky throw here or a funky throw there, or just see Hill running down the sideline and just throw him the ball. And obviously, there was a reason they were 14-2 and the best team in the AFC, or best team in the league during the regular season. But like I said, when he got hurt with that concussion last week against the Browns, that definitely hurt them, as the Browns almost made an upset in that matchup. Imagine if we were talking with the Bills and Browns in the championship game, that'd be pretty unpredictable, to say the least. But the Chiefs are here. So as long as Mahomes can stay healthy, and as long as he's playing, I will give the edge to them. No disrespect to the Bills. I did pick the Ravens to beat them last week, and unfortunately, the Buffalo's D pulled up and definitely made Lamar Jackson look more human, that's for sure. And obviously, he did get hurt later on in the game, and he couldn't finish. So, as good as Buffalo's defense is, as I said before, it pains me to say this, being a Broncos fan and all, I do believe that the edge will go to the Chiefs and they will advance to their second consecutive Super Bowl. So my two teams that I have predicted will be the Green Bay Packers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Both those teams I do believe will meet in Super Bowl 55. That is it for this week. I will do a review on Monday and see how I do with my picks. It's either going to be 2-0, 1-1, or 0-2. Only one way to find out. Anyways, if you like what you see, I do plan on uploading more videos as much as I can. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. Until next time, as always, take care.